Don't run away too quickly, you guys, because I've got some super cute Valentine things coming up at the end of the show here for you. All right, we are now going to be using the Painted Poppies stamp set and the Painted Labels dies. And I have an online class coming up in February that uses these products along with the Painted Poppies Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. So you would get the Painted Poppies bundle, this Designer Series paper. Here's the back side. Oop, I might have an extra piece in here. Yeah, I probably do. I do. It's this one. So we're Designer Series papers. You get the white crinkled seam binding, the poppy sequins, and then a set of these Peaceful Poppies elements. If you purchase all these items from me in my bundle, it's $106. I'm going to give you the class for free along with the pre-cut cardstock pack to make 9 cards. Now the pre-cut cardstock pack is only available through Valentine's Day. So if that is something that you want, be sure to head to my blog at barbstamps.com, click on online classes, and you can send me an email telling me you want that, and then I can send you the PayPal invoice. Now you can just order the class by itself. It's 20 bucks. There's 9 cards in the class. There's a video for every card, and there are written instructions. You can get the class plus the cardstock pack for $35, only through Valentine's Day. So keep that in mind. Here, while we are waiting for me to get all my stuff set up, are some cards I've made with some of the stamps in here. Now, this is one of my favorite stamps in this set, this little field of poppies. And I love doing multiple cards using the same layout, but doing different colors. And so here I have 6 cards using that same stamp, the different sentiments that are in the Peaceful Moments stamp set that does coordinate with this. And I do have an online class for this. That was my January class that you can still order. So I use the sentiments from that set for this. I've got a bunch of different embossing folders here and different sequins, different ribbons. And so I just love doing that, making multiple cards with one design. And then here's a couple more. Here's one where you can see we actually stamped on the ribbon and kind of made it a little bit greenish, which is really fun. Here's another one. This uses one of the tall, skinny flowers. This one here in the set. Same card using that same, not same card, but same stamp. And then the card today, we are going to use these 4 stamps, 5 stamps, and then the little splatter. So let me get my stuff out. Okay. We've got a few goodies here. There we go. And what do we need? We need some stamps, of course. Here's some stamps. Oh, here's a scrap piece that we can use. Ink. Of course, we need ink. Some more ink. Some more stamps. And I need a scrap of Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to get that right now. And I have my classic label punch. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is, I'll tell you what I've got here for supplies. I've got a piece of Bermuda Bay. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And in Canada, you can, Valerie, you can order just the class. You can get the supplies from a demonstrator up in Canada, but you can order the class from me. The class is a global item. It's not just for US only. So you can get the class. So I've got 8.5 by 5.5 here, 3 by 5.5 white. The dies in this set are really fun. Here they are. So we have a large label, a small label, a fun little scalloped piece, this little swirly doohickey that's got a stitched middle. There's 2 leaf dies to coordinate with the leaf stamp. The 2 flower dies coordinate with the flowers. And then we have this kind of squiggly underpiece, border piece, I guess we'll call it. And so I have 3 of those out of Granny Apple Green. And I am just going to add those to the bottom of my white layer here. So I'm just going to put a small bead of glue. So yes, as Valerie said, she was in Canada. Anybody can order my online class. That has no borders. The products do. If you don't live in the United States, you would have to order your products from a Canadian demonstrator. Okay, so we're going to start on the end here. And there we go. Bring in the next piece. And we're just going to butt that up against the one that's already there. Try to get them close and then leave the same amount of cardstock. Struggling here, can't see. Come on, you move over. All right, and then the last one, we will just get this tiny little edge here. There we go. And what did I do with my scissors? I see my nice scissors. That's not going to work. I'm not cutting paper with my nice ones. We found some. Never worry. There's always plenty of stamps around this stamp room. Okay, so there we have the little base. And then I'm going to glue this to the card here. And you guys are going to chuckle when I tell you where my inspiration for this card came from. It came directly out of the catalog. I am copying a card out of the catalog. Yes, I just changed the colors. Okay, I think I have a tiny little excess right there. Where is my baby trimmer? Where are you, baby trimmer? Here we go. I've got a tiny bit of excess there, so we're just going to slide that in. There we go. And we got that cut right off. All right, so now we have a scrap piece here. Oh, here's my label. This is the label die. I cut this out of vellum. And so for this, we are going to stamp our flowers in black. So I'm going to stamp, I'm going to move that so I don't get ink on it. I need 2 small ones and then a large one. Okay. And then I need some leaves. I think I need 3 or 4. I can't remember. We'll figure it out. We'll go with 4 just in case. Okay. So we have that part done. Next, we're going to open up our Coastal Cabana ink. And I've got a scrap here somewhere, scrap paper. Okay. So we're going to ink this up in Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to ink it kind of full strength on this flower here. And then I'm going to stamp off one time and do that flower there. Stamp off again, and then we're going to get this one right here. Okay, that's how we're going to add some color. For the leaves, I am going to bring in my Granny Apple Green here. And that little tiny splatter image that we did use on the layer of the first card that I made. Whoops, I meant I was going to stamp off because I didn't want it super dark. So this is how I'm going to add some color to my leaves. Try to get the tip of that too. Okay, then I would take all these pieces over to my die cutting machine, and as they say, by the magic of TV, here we are. Oh, actually I don't need that one. Okay, so this one I already have attached 2 of the leaves to the back of that piece there. Okay, so next, I've got this leaf image here that comes in the set, and I'm going to stamp one here, and then I'm going to stamp one over here. There we go. And then this flower, well, first of all, we have to attach our vellum. And so I'm going to do that with a couple of glue dots, but I'm going to strategically place them where I'm going to set my sentiment, because you can't hide adhesive in vellum. It's just impossible. So when I put this down, you probably will be able to see my 2 little glue dots, but that's okay because we're going to cover them up. See, I feel like you can always see them. So I try to place my glue underneath something I can hide it with. Okay, so I'm going to use a dimensional for this flower here. We're just going to set that right at the edge. And let's see, where's my other small one? So these 2 are going to go up here, but I do need a little bit of glue on this guy. And the leaf is going to kind of come out of that there. Add a dimensional. So it's about right there. This one. whoops, I'm going to have to cut into this a little bit because, there we go. Didn't have enough room to hide it underneath there without cutting it. Okay, so there we have our flowers. Next we need to do our sentiment piece, and so I have my sentiment out of that same stamp set, the Peaceful Moments. It says you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. And we're going to do a little masking on this. So I'm going to cover up the you shouldn't have along with the comma. Then I'm going to ink up the rest of the stamp. And I'm going to stamp it on a scrap here. Okay. Now I'm going to clean it. Where's my chamois? So I'm going to clean this off. There we go. How many of you guys use the chamois? It is like my best friend. Ooh, Carol likes my colors. Thank you. All right, where is the end of that? You shouldn't have. Good grief. But, okay, here we go. So now I'm going to cover up the butt. And then we're going to ink up the you shouldn't have. And we're going to stamp that on the scrap here too. Now the most important thing is always to remove your tape before you stamp. And then the next important thing is to get rid of it in the trash so that you don't end up touching it. Because, speaking from experience, you don't want to touch the tape because you will make a mess. Ah! What in the heck was that? Oh, I have a dimensional stuck on my punch. Wow, that was interesting. So now my whole setup here is all crooked, I think. Well, it is what it is. Okay, so we are now going to crop these out. And this is just going to make it easy to cut. Because this is going to make a nice, oh, what do you call it? Width. Okay, haven't been stamping live for so long, I don't know what I'm doing. Trimming these off the ends. And then we're just going to add them to the card. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this first one here, and I'm going to cover up that glue dot right there. Now nobody's going to know it was there. It's a secret. And then this one says that I'm glad you did. And we're going to cover that one up too. Perfecto! There it is. And now let me show you. This is kind of funny. I actually, what did I do with that holiday catalog? Here we go. Or occasions catalog. I was scrolling through Facebook today and I saw somebody post this picture of the catalog. Right there. There's my card. Copied the card right out of the catalog. Now there's a lot more fancy coloring in that card than I'm willing to do. So I did the cheater way. So it went a lot easier. So, but other than that, I think I did it mostly, you know, the same style, whatever they have on there. So there you go. Catalog inspiration at its finest.